A welcome to Ninian Park for the Albright Bitter Cup Semi-Final second leg between Cardiff City and Swansea City. Cardiff, of course, won the first leg at the Vetchfield a fortnight ago by 2-1. And since then, Eddie May's side have virtually assured second division safety. Swansea City, meanwhile, have won the Autoglass Trophy at Wembley last Sunday. Well, who'll meet Barry Town in the final at the National Stadium in May? Recent history in this competition favours Cardiff. In 1992, Roger Gibbins lifted the Albright Bitter Welsh Cup for Cardiff City. It was their first victory for 4 years. And they made it 2 wins in a row a year later.
My word, this was Gary Thompson out of nowhere, and the ball could drop into the net. It's there, a goal!
Phil Stan's goals have put them on sight of a third final. But it's Frank Burrows' Swansea City who stand in their way. They kept the tie alive with a great goal a fortnight ago.
Ampadu once more. Jenkins has space. What about the quality of the ball in? Not bad. He was looking for Pascoe. Cornforth! Oh, what a fine response from Swansea City.
So a place in the final at stake for either of these two sides. The match commentator tonight is Ian Brown.
Between them, Cardiff and Swansea have played 19 matches in an arduous month of April, but with a fair degree of success. Swansea, proud possessors of the Autoglass Trophy, and Cardiff now just about certain to avoid the stigma of relegation. Again, it's a patched-up Cardiff City side, particularly in defence, where injuries and suspension have bitten hard, but captain Jason Perry returns and will partner Gary Thompson, who continues as an emergency centre-back, Mark Azelwood pushing into midfield, and Eddie May again is forced to put his trust in his teenage contingent, with 3 in from the start and 2 more on the bench. Swansea's injury situation has eased considerably. All 11 of these players played a part in their Wembley success at the weekend. The impressive Mark Claude failed to last the distance then, but has now recovered from an ankle injury. Pascoe, Bowen and Cornforth all return after being rested from Tuesday's league match, and that could give Swansea the edge in midfield. John Cornforth's spectacular goal at the Vetch a fortnight ago certainly keeps this tie in the balance, and since then he's had the considerable pleasure of leading a winning side at Wembley. Well, one of the heroes against Huddersfield was certainly Roger Freestone, rated one of the best keepers in the second division. He makes it 171 consecutive appearances for the Swans, and one of his primary aims will be to try and stop Stant, which is not particularly easy in the Welsh Cup. Including his 2 goals in the first leg of this tie, the Cardiff striker has scored 10 in 8 games in the competition over the last 2 seasons. And the man in the middle this evening is the experienced Roger Gifford from Llanrhadach. And so Swansea City get us underway, needing to score at least twice to retain interest in the Welsh Cup, which they last won in 1991. A 1-0 win here would not be enough because of the away goals rule. If they win 2-1, of course, we'd have extra time and then the possibility of penalties. There must be a decision this evening. Swansea City wearing their change strip of orange and white, attacking the goal away to our right in this first period. Paul Miller. Jenkins straight to Dale. This is Stant. Dale. Adams. Fereday making tracks on the outside. Adams goes alone and forces the corner with a challenge coming in from Colin Pascoe. No shortage of skill in young Darren Adams, just 20 years of age, taking on Steve Jenkins, and Jenkins needed the support of Colin Pascoe. Paul Miller with this Cardiff City corner. Fereday, Miller. That's a better ball in this time, but again it finds a Swansea City player. Hodge, that's intelligent. Now through the centre is Jason Bowen. He's timed his run well from inside his own half, but he's forced to check. The ball didn't bounce too kindly, but he's still going. Ampadu, Bowen, and Williams was there. Steve Jenkins throws it short for Cornforth, and this is Ford. Jason Perry but presented there to Bowen. This is Pascoe. Lovely ball for Hodge, and the finish isn't quite accurate enough, and Jason Perry recovers well to sweep it behind. That was a great ball, though, by Pascoe to find Hodge on the left side of the penalty area. Perceptive play there by the former Welsh international. Williams did well, but he couldn't hold on, and Perry was in the right place. Cornforth finds Jenkins. Very tight on this near side for Swansea. As illustrated there by John Hodge, who gives it away, and this is Fereday now, attacking down the Cardiff left for the first time. Great running by Fereday. Well, he went for subtlety, and he's certainly disappointed in his own efforts there. Terrible error there by Steve Williams, and McFarlane will score, and McFarlane makes it all square on aggregate. A tragedy for young Steve Williams, a lack of concentration by the goalkeeper, and McFarlane, who scored at Wembley, has perhaps scored a goal here for Swansea City, which has opened up the gates of the Arms Park for them now. It's 2-2 on aggregate, and Swansea City deserving of this lead midway through the first half. That really was a dreadful mistake. And a simple side foot into an unguarded net for Andy McFarlane. Well, Phil Stant was handed a goal on a plate in the first leg, and here Cardiff City have reciprocated. A pained expression on the goalkeeper's face, and understandable. Dale does well to find Stant. Well, Stant has scored quite a few goals from that sort of area this season. That, though, was straight down the throat of Roger Freestone, who was just backing back towards his goal. And simple enough. Bowen gives it straight to Miller. This is Stant. Bird through the centre. Miller square. This is Miller. Can he find Bird? Play continues. Bird beyond Harris. Pulls it back towards Dale. Jenkins is in there, and that's a corner. Conceded by Steve Jenkins. The most incisive piece of play we've seen from Cardiff City so far. Good work by 19-year-old Tony Bird. For Thompson, and Dale is in there tight on the near post, and it's Stant who can't quite turn it over the line. They're appealing for a corner, but I think he's given a goal kick. That was mightily tight at the near post. Thompson causing the initial problems. Dale in there too. Freestone got hands to it, and it certainly was a white sock which put that behind, but Swansea City escape. Thompson judges that to perfection. Now it's Hazelwood breaking things up there, but illegally so. He's hauled up for the foul on Cornforth. That's why Hazelwood is in midfield, to break things up for Cardiff City. McFarlane, Ampadu on his right foot, and that has slipped through the hands of Steve Williams, and the goalkeeper again looking uneasy. Dale, out-jumped by Harris. Miller, Stant, Dale. This is Tony Bird. The referee waves away the appeals for a penalty as Bird tumbles. Well, 2 or 3 Cardiff City players turned in the direction of Roger Gifford as Tony Bird fell under pressure from John Ford. In fact, Mark Clode it was. Ampadu. Fereday carrying the battle forward now for Cardiff City. Fereday goes all the way. Oh, what a great goal by Wayne Fereday. Terrific play by the left full-back. From all of 25 yards, he scores his second goal for the club, and Cardiff back in front on aggregate. He carried it all the way from the halfway line on his right foot. Absolutely stunning. And Roger Freestone didn't have a prayer. Terry Evans now for Cardiff City, the right full-back. Gets beyond Hodge, and this will be a throw-in to Cardiff. Well, Ninian Park absolutely alive now following that quite marvellous goal from Wayne Fereday. Free kick, in fact, it is to Cardiff, and the home supporters now in fine voice. Thompson's free kick on by Adams. This is Stantz. Still Stantz. He did ever so well to get in a strike at goal from there. Perry judges it well. Jenkins. Fereday is committed. Jenkins. Cornforth, Bowen, Jenkins again. Cardiff City defending well, no way through for Swansea. This is Stantz. Now it's Claude. McFarlane. Hodge. McFarlane. Still McFarlane, and that is about 2 yards wide of the far post. No problems this time for Steve Williams, but Andy McFarlane with an excellent touch for a big man and full of confidence. And Cardiff City have made a change at half-time. Another teenager on the field, 18-year-old Scott Young in place of Darren Adams. It's Jenkins with a burst of energy and a fine ball for McFarlane. Now then, McFarlane in on goal. The angle was receding all the time, and he was under pressure from Gary Thompson, the long-legged Thompson, matching him stride for stride. And in the end, it was a straightforward sort of save for Steve Williams. Fine delivery of the ball by Jenkins, and Thompson did well. Miller. Away by Jenkins. Perry. Ford this time. Claude. Gary Thompson. Carl Dale is beyond Claude. Will it fall for him? Good running by Dale. But Claude gets back, but it is a corner kick to Cardiff. The season really just starting for Carl Dale, and he's relishing it. Miller's corner. Young at the back post, easily beaten to it by Ford, turned back by Hazelwood. Stant with a header on for Tony Bird, and Tony Bird puts Cardiff City 2 goals clear on aggregates. Is that the goal that carries Cardiff City into their 3rd consecutive Welsh Cup final? The 19-year-old strikes. Ford's clearance fell for Hazelwood, straight back in there. Phil Stant did ever so well, but that was beautifully tucked into the corner. Terrific piece of finishing. Stant's presence causing a problem, and that was very accurate indeed. Jenkins for Swansea. Can they pull it back now? This is Jason Bowen. Bowen on his right foot, and he just curls it too high. Cardiff just relaxing a little bit, having gone 2 goals clear on aggregate, 2-1 up on the night. And Jason Bowen almost pulling Swansea back into the game. A rare mistake by Gary Thompson, but Bowen can't capitalise. It opened up well for him. The approach work was good, the finish didn't match. And Darren Perrett has come onto the field as the first Swansea substitute, back in action for the first time since his hernia operation. And the young striker replacing John Hodge. Immediately after that, second Cardiff City goal hit the back of the net. Freestone recovers well from the dodgy back pass there by Mark Harris. Evans away for Cardiff. Bowen, good running by Ampadu. Scott Young is back there chasing well, but he loses out to Ampadu. Needs a good ball in, there it comes. Jenkins, down for McFarlane, Pascoe, and it's wide. Pascoe on the turn, trying to get Swansea back into the game, but John Cornforth, the Swansea City captain, having to give second best to his injury, another leg injury for the number 10. And Stephen Torpey, another striker, enters the arena. So more forward power for Swansea City, which surely they need. Dale, Stant is onside. Can he finish? It's still Phil Stant. Stant all the way. Oh, he's dragged it wide. But the whistle had long since gone. The whistle went about half an hour ago. About there. Possibly for a foul on Dale. Stant would have been very annoyed if he'd found the net. Ampadu brings order to proceedings for Swansea City. Jason Bowen tries to get beyond Evans, but Evans battles back. Fine play by the youngster. Now it stands against Ford. Good control from John Ford. Jenkins, miskicked by Fereday. The ever-faithful Gary Thompson is there, but this time he gives it straight to Jason Bowen. Perrett is through the centre, he's onside, but Williams reads it well and gets there. Fine through ball, and again Steve Williams just gets there. He denies both Torpey and Ampadu. Cardiff there just a little bit square. Torpey rises against Thompson. But this is Scott Young now for Cardiff, forward for Stant, who's offside. He looked to be in line, but the linesman raised his flag. Play will continue, and this is Jason Bowen down the far side. Williams gets there at the second attempt. Steve Williams is covering every blade of grass at the moment inside his penalty box, and to good effect. Again, the long ball almost catching out Cardiff City. And this time they're thankful to young Steve Williams. Ampadu. Darren Perrett. Very tight on this near side. McFarlane. Jason Perry into the slide, and a throw into Swansea City, a yard from the corner flag. And Mark Harris is motoring forward, the Swansea City centre-back. Right on the edge of the box. Short for Perrett. Clothes ball in, flick on by McFarlane, and that's loose in front of goal. And is it over the line? It is. No, the flag is up on the far side. Mark Harris found the net from very close range, but it's no goal. The linesman very observant on the far side. Now, what did he see here? Clothes ball in, and I think it might well have been offside. I'm sure it was. Against Torpy, probably at the back post. Thompson. Nice touch by Bird for Stance. Bird herring through the centre. Instead it's Dale. Scott Young arriving late in the penalty box. Hazelwood. Bird wants it deep. That's Tony Bird. Great header down, offside against Phil Stant inside the 6-yard box. But Tony Bird has an excellent spring, reminiscent of Gary's speed in some respects. Look at the way he rises there. Well, Wayne Fereday has picked up a fair few bumps and bruises in this game. He scored the first Cardiff City goal, a memorable effort, and he makes way now for Nathan Wigg, giving Cardiff City 5 teenagers now on the field. Paul Miller has gone to left back, and here he is. Paul Dale does well to get away from Harris. Fine through ball, but 2 against 2, and it's Swansea who win it. But this is Wigg with his first touch. And away by Pascoe for Bowen. Bowen beyond Hazelwood. Good running by Bowen. Perrett wants it played early. Eventually it does find Perrett from Ampadu. Perrett against Evans onto his right foot. And Evans recovers well to get in the block. A mistake there by Ford. Now then, can Phil Stant settle it here for Cardiff City? It's Stant all the way. Will he finish it? Yes, he will. His 3rd goal of the tie overall. You can't stop him scoring in the Welsh Cup competition. And Phil Stant has booked an Arms Park date with Cardiff City. 5-2 on aggregate. A stumble by Ford, and Stant was through. He needed to stay cool and calm and collected. He waltzed away from Freestone. And in the end, it was a simple finish. Bad mistake by Ford. And Stant here beats Roger Freestone for the 3rd time in 2 weeks. And he's a delighted man. Well, everybody now connected with Cardiff City can afford to enjoy themselves. 5-2 on aggregate, they lead. Miller's free kick. On by Bird. Ampadu under pressure from Young. In goes Paul Miller. Fine running by Miller. Not a bad ball. Stant will attack it. Freestone gets there to palm it aside. Good goalkeeping. Carl Dale. Terry Evans. Cardiff still pressing in the final moments of the game, and that just takes a deflection off Harris for Freestone. McFarlane against Thompson. Again, the Cardiff City defence snapping shut Evans with a through ball, now then is stamped through again for another goal. He's hauled down, is he, by Claude? That is a penalty to Cardiff City in the final minute of the game for the foul by Claude on Stamps. And I don't think Claude can complain about that. Stamps was lining up yet another goal. He was hoping for his 21st of the season. He was tugging at Claude as well, it must be said. 50-50 it looked, but Roger Gifford spotted the contribution of Claude and rules that this is a penalty kick. Well, penalty kick hero on Sunday at Wembley has to face this spot kick now from Paul Miller, who scored with 5 so far. He blasts them, and he blasts that one into the net off the unlucky Freestone. It's 4-1, and it's turning into something of a rout. 6-2 on aggregate, and Cardiff City have brought the house down at Ninian Park tonight. Well, it seemed to strike him on the shoulder, the goalkeeper, fiercely driven by Miller straight down the middle, off the palms of Freestone, in fact. And a corner for Cardiff City. Their 6th of this second half, which they've really totally dominated. The weary Phil Stant. And this is Miller's corner. Bird attacks it. This is Thompson! And about a yard off target from Gary Thompson. That would have capped his evening. So efficient in defence. And there, striking for goal. Bird again causing confusion. And a snap effort from Gary Thompson. And that's the end of the game. Very emphatic in the end for Cardiff City. They had their scare in the first half when Andy McFarlane put Swansea City in front. But from the moment Tony Bird struck the second Cardiff City goal, really, there were going to be only one winner in this game, and Cardiff City reached the final of the Welsh Cup for the 31st time. They're heading to the Arms Park to meet Barry Town on May the 15th. And Eddie May really has had a great week, the Cardiff City manager. Survival just about ensured in the second division on Tuesday, and now 48 hours later they've beaten comprehensively the Autoglass Trophy finalists 4-1 on the night. On aggregate, Cardiff City win by 6 goals to 2.
You know, when you think the games we've played in the last 3 weeks, I mean, you know, the players are magnificent. I mean, they're a credit to their profession. And, you know, you've seen it tonight. I mean, we didn't play particularly well. At times we played well, but, I mean, the fight and the spirit got them through in the end, and it was a good win.
I remember reading it in the paper a couple of weeks ago about Oldham were complaining because they had to play like 4 games in a week, but, you know, nobody's done what we've had to do, and that's play so many games in such a short period of time. But, you know, we've won them with
If we can make ourselves safe one way or the other the weekend, then we can maybe you know, just settle a bit and relax a little bit more. But you know, we've got to the final again, and you know, hopefully we'll make things safe on Saturday. Then we can look back and say, well, at the end it hasn't turned out a bad season. But all credit to the players. The amount of games they've had to play in the last 3 weeks has been phenomenal, really, and they've come through it great.
Well, there we are then, an emphatic victory for Cardiff City in the end, making it to their 3rd successive Albright Bitter Cup final at the National Stadium. They've already beaten Hensford and Hill. Can they make it a hat-trick of successes with victory over Barry Town on May the 15th? Well, that's the game you can see on BBC Wales television. But from us all, from a happy Ninian Park, it's good night.